Hey loves, so in today's video I'm going to show you 5 easy methods to stretch your natural hair without a drop of heat. So I'm starting off with my hair in its freshly washed and shrunken state. Guys, can you just take a minute to appreciate this shrinkage? I mean, honestly, this is a lot. To prevent tangling and matting, I put my hair into a couple of sections and then we're good to go with method number 1. So for method number 1, I will be using some Calformas. If you've yet to use these, they are such a great tool and they help to get the perfect balance between a heat-free stretching method and a super cute hairstyle. To use them, I start off by taking a small section of my hair, which has been moisturized in case you're wondering why it may look so milky. I then detangle this section of my hair with a detangling brush and then gently wrap the section of hair as close to the root as possible before then attaching the Calforma hook onto the wrapped section. Once I've done this, I push the Calforma tube as close to the top of the hook as possible and then pull the end of the hook to glide my hair through the Calforma tube. It may look tricky and it took me a few attempts to figure it out when I used it for the first time, but trust me, once you get it, it's so easy and it really is worth it because the results are absolutely gorgeous. For those curious about which Calforma kits I'm using, do check out the description box where I will make sure to link them. And that is pretty much it for the Calformas. I'm working on a small section, so this only takes me a few minutes and I'm done with method number 1. Let's move on to method number 2. I was a huge fan of the Ponytail roller set during my transitioning days and I still am. Similar to the Calforma method, I begin by taking a small section of my hair and detangling it. I then use an ouchless hairband to put the section into a secure but not too tight ponytail. After this, I go in again with 1 or 2 passes of the detangling brush because smoothness is key for this method. Then I reach for a roller piece and wrap my hair around it, finishing it off with the grip that secures everything in place. This method is so quick, guys, and the roller set pack is really cheap and cheerful. The smaller the sections, the smoother the results, because you're not trying to cram too much hair into one roller. So that's it for method number 2. Let's move on to method number 3. For method number 3, we are taking it right back to the roots with some African threading. Again, similar to the other methods, I take a small section of hair and detangle it. Once I've detangled it, I then reach for some thread, which has been doubled and measures the entire length of both of my arms. I then hang some of the thread over the section of my hair and as close to the root as possible. I wrap the thread over the same area a few times to secure it and then gradually continue down the length of the section in a wrapping motion until I reach the tip of my hair. Once I've reached the tip of my hair, I take the thread back upwards again to prevent it from unraveling, and then I tie a small knot that I can easily snip off when I'm ready to unravel my hair. For this method, my number 1 tip would have to be make sure to do this on moisturized and detangled hair. I find that the thread itself soaks up quite a bit of the moisture from our hair, so if you don't want matted results, moisturizing and detangling is key. And that is it with method number 3. Let's take it on to method number 4. For method number 4, I couldn't not include our good old friend, the trusty Braid Out, which requires no tools, just your bare hands. So again, like with the other methods, I take a section of my hair and I detangle it, and then I simply split this section into 3 separate pieces and begin to braid. Nothing fancy here, guys, I'm sure you know how this goes, so I'm going to keep this section short and we can move on to the final method, method number 5. Last but not least, to finish things off, for method number 5, I'll be doing the banding method. For this method, you pretty much follow the same steps as before with sections and detangling, and then you need a bunch of ouchless hairbands, and you wrap these hairbands along the section of your hair, adding another hairband once the previous one has been stretched enough. Some people do this method a little differently. They simply add the hairbands without wrapping them and just create a space in between each hairband, but I personally prefer this method because I don't need as many hairbands as the other method. So that's it guys with all of the methods. I'm gonna let my hair air dry for a couple of hours, and next we are on to the takedown to see just how stretched my hair is. First up, and in no particular order, we have the Calformas. These are giving me all types of life with these uber cute ringlets. They've definitely stretched my hair. My hair is shiny and it's smooth. And when I begin to separate them, you may notice that I do have a blow-dried type finish. So these are the results with the Calformas, and this is how much stretch they give me. Next up, we have the African threading. This is what my hair looks like afterwards. Again, my hair is definitely stretched, and for a method that's been done without heat, I am definitely really impressed by how these have turned out. After this, we have the ponytail roller set, and I'm quite sure I don't need to convince you guys that these have definitely stretched my hair. My hair is the most stretched with this hairstyle, and to top it off, of all 5 methods, this method was actually the fastest to do. For the 4th takedown, I have the banding method. This is what my hair looks like afterwards. The results are very similar to what my hair looks like when I've done a braid out, but I do find that my hair is a little bit more stretched and less defined than with a braid out. Last but not least, we have the braid out itself. This has given me a nice stretched result. My hair is definitely quite defined, but all in all, there's no denying all of these methods have definitely stretched my hair. Okay guys, finally all done. My hair is like, yes, I can take a break. I am so glad to be finished. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Do let me know in the comments section, guys, which method you like to use the most to stretch your hair. And I hope to see you in my next video. Till then, remain blessed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.